we need to talk about how we use the word depressed. Spend 5 minutes on social media or just eavesdrop on a hallway conversation at school, and you'd think half our generation had been clinically diagnosed with major depression. Fail a quiz. I'm so depressed. Get left on read? Bro, I'm actually depressed. Rain on a Saturday. Depressed. We've taken one of the heaviest, most debilitating conditions a person can live with and turned it into slang for I'm having an annoying day. Before anything else, let me be completely clear. Clinical depression is real. It is heavy, it is disabling, and if you are genuinely living with it, please tell someone you trust and get professional support. This isn't about you. This is about something different. The completely normal wave of sadness that everyone experiences, and what happens when we build an entire identity around it instead of moving through it. The breakup spiral. Picture the classic scenario, someone's heart gets broken. That's real pain, almost everyone goes through it at some point, and it's a universal brutal feeling. But look at what we typically do next. Do we sit with the grief and slowly move forward? Rarely. Instead, we close the blinds, kill the lights, lie on the bed, and queue up the saddest playlist we own. We replay every memory on a loop. We say the cruel lines out loud. What's wrong with me? I'll never find anyone else. Then we open TikTok and repost something devastating, as if to make the wound official. We curate our own misery. I know because I used to do exactly that. There's an oddly magnetic pull to being the tragic lead character of your own story. Sadness makes you feel deep, distinct, like you're hauling around a burden nobody else could understand. In a strange way, it feels special. It's a coping mechanism. When life feels out of your hands, leaning into the sadness gives you something to hold on to. You're not just a guy who got dumped, you're a misunderstood artist suffering nobly in the dark. When sadness becomes a performance. The real trouble starts when you keep feeding that feeling. Your brain learns to crave more of it. You start romanticizing your own isolation, and eventually you carry that performance out into the world. Some people have figured out that visible sadness gets attention fast. They walk into a room making sure everyone clocks exactly how much they're suffering. I've had near strangers unload their heaviest, darkest personal stuff on me out of nowhere at the gym, and I'm standing there thinking, what am I supposed to do with this? When someone broadcasts their pain to people who barely know them, it's rarely a cry for help, it's a bid for an audience. In today's culture, being the saddest person in the room comes with perks. People tiptoe around you, check in constantly, and give you a pass when you flake or act out. Victimhood becomes currency. This is dangerous for 2 reasons. First DF, it's deeply disrespectful to people actually living with clinical depression. Real depression is rarely loud. It's not an Instagram bio or a trending audio. It's the person working hardest to smile so nobody worries about them. It's isolating and exhausting in silence. When depressed becomes an aesthetic, it gets that much harder for people who genuinely need help to be believed. Second of all, it wrecks your own life. Labeling ordinary sadness as depression tells your brain the situation is beyond your control. Sadness is an emotion. You can work through an emotion. Depression is a condition, and against a condition, you feel powerless. The moment you slap that label on every hard day, you hand yourself an excuse to stop trying. I can't hit the gym, I'm depressed. I can't work on my goals, I'm depressed. I can't show up for my friends, I'm depressed. It becomes the ultimate permission slip for standing still. Misery is easy to sit in. Doing the work to actually get better, that's hard. The machine that keeps you there. Here's the part that's engineered against you. You're lying in a dark room, feeling sorry for yourself, and you open TikTok or Instagram. You linger on one sad video, a heartbreak quote, a slow motion edit set to something mournful. You watch it twice. The algorithm notices instantly he's low right now. Feed him more of this. Backside, 10 minutes later your feed is a wall of people glamorizing their own collapse, joking about giving up, insisting nothing matters. You end up in an echo chamber convincing you that everyone else feels exactly as hopeless as you do. So why bother climbing out? You're letting code train you to stay at the bottom, purely to keep you scrolling. Why sadness feels safe. But underneath all of that, there's a simpler reason people get stuck. Sadness asks nothing of you. No cleaning your room, no gym, no studying, no facing the world. Adopt the identity of someone who's depressed, and you get a built-in exemption from the friction of daily life. It becomes the perfect procrastination tool. Admitting you're capable of feeling better means responsibility comes rushing back. You have to get up and actually build something you're proud of. That's terrifying for a lot of people. So exaggerated sadness becomes a shield against the risk of trying and failing. If you never aim for happy, you can never fail at it. Set the bar at rock bottom and you'll never trip over it. That's a rough way to spend the best years of your life. Benching yourself in your own story because the bench feels safer than the field. The choice. If something genuinely devastating happens, A real loss, a real tragedy. Take the time you need to grieve. I mean that sincerely. But for most setbacks, a breakup, a bad grade, a missed shot, you get to choose how you respond. You can architect your own misery, or you can go looking for the lesson. Here's the frame I try to live by. No matter how bad it feels, there's something extractable from it. Heartbroken? You just freed up time and emotional energy you were pouring into someone else. Redirected into the gym, your finances, the friends who actually show up. Let the heartbreak become fuel, so that a year from now you're unrecognizable. Failed at something? That's not the ending. That's a data point telling you exactly what not to repeat. Happiness isn't something that happens to you passively. It's a discipline you fight for daily. When the wave of sadness starts rising, catch yourself. Look at the dark room, look at the sad playlist, and say, not today. Get outside, get sunlight on your skin, call someone. Do something physically demanding. Break the loop. Stop letting a temporary setback rot your whole personality. Stop searching for validation in your own suffering. The world isn't actually watching, and the people cheering on your misery are usually just relieved to have company down there. You are not the tragic lead in someone else's film. You're the author. So stop drafting a tragedy when you're holding the pen for a comeback. Sadness is a feeling. It was never meant to be a lifestyle.